stats for Kristaps Porzingis.
And he's gone dry over the past 10 games. To fight his way out of the slump. He better get it going tonight or they'll start losing patience with him.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. And it's Porzingis in at the center position. All the talk, Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to talk with Memphis' head coach. Coach said they want to force Jason Tatum to uncomfortable spots on the floor. Now, they recognize those spots are few and far between, but Coach wants to keep Tatum out of the paint specifically. If his team can do that and force Tatum to shoot more from outside, they feel relatively good about their chances. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Morant. Following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Knocks down the three ball.
With the defense geared to challenge Morant at the cup, that little stop and pop is deadly.
Here's Brown. Brown jams it in.
Come on, Jalen. That's just ridiculous.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Morant against Holiday. Now here's Morant. He's covered closely. 6 to shoot. Fires from 18. That one a
How you want to start your games. Flawless shooting so far.
Brown outside. Drills it from outside. Brown's got 5.
A consistent shot for him. Brown likes the three.
Richard, when you talk about Jaylen Brown, many scouts felt he'd never be a #1 level option offensively. But he's proven some people wrong.
Kevin, many scouts have been wrong many times. The question has been answered. He wasn't a great shooter when he first came into the league, and his ball handling also needed to improve. But now, both of those are strengths in his game. Not many big men have Jackson's mobility. If he makes a defensive play and has the open board in front of him, you better watch out.
And there's the bucket from Tatum.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Morant with the bucket.
And he has flat out taken over this quarter. Keep feeding the beast.
Outside Holiday. And again, Boston with the triple.
Total focus from Holiday at the arc. He doesn't like to waste shots.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Jaren Jackson. And Santi Aldama subbed in for Wells. Al Horford's checked in for Boston. Morant with the bucket.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Outside, Horford. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. Let's check out the standings in the Western Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. You look at the Grizzlies. Right now, if the playoffs started, they would have the 7th seed.
And for the Grizzlies, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those just haven't been there.
And the clock is ticking for them to make that push. It's looking like they'll be fighting for a spot in the play-in.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. And so he hits the technical free throw.
In an era where so many point guards are three-point shooters, Ja Morant, you know what? This man is built different. He's more of a throwback. Ja wants to apply pressure by driving, not shooting threes.
Now here's Morant. 20 points for him. Clark outside. And he's good on the three ball.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Celtics trail by 6. Here's Pritchard. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Now here's Morant. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game.
As usual, Morant bringing down the house.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. The tray. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Morant, right side. Pass to Aldama. From deep. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here's Pritchard, guarded by Morant. The 11-footer got a piece of it. And finished off by Morant.
Oh, one thing about Ja, he's determined.
Brown deciding where to go with it. And again, Boston with the triple.
And really, he came into the game with that long-range shot looking great. Boy, he could wind up with a crazy number of threes today.
Ja Morant has been leading the charge, guys, for the Memphis Grizzlies. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. Back right after this. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Grizzlies.
I've really been impressed with how aggressive they've been inside, looking to capitalize from the paint whenever they can.
And in addition, the three-point shooting has been dialed in tonight. They seem poised for a big game from deep.
Timeout call, the Grizzlies. Now let's take a peek at the league leaders in scoring. Fifth on the list, Jason Tatum.
And his contribution to his team offensively cannot be understated. He is always leading the way for them with his ability to put up points.
Jaren Jackson is out there with Clark. Then it's Pippen. Then it's Morant. And it's Aldama in at the small forward position. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Here he goes, and he elevates for the slam dunk. Jason Tatum did not like that one.
And leave it up to Morant to put on a show. What a spectacular dunk.
Knocks it loose. Pippen with the steal. And it's blocked. And they'll get another chance. Down low. Clark, the pass to Jackson. Tatum against Morant. And then Morant ramps it in.
The agility, the athleticism. Morant sometimes, I don't know, it just seems unstoppable to me.
Richard, we've seen how far basketball has evolved from 10 years ago to 5 years ago to now. What is it looking like when you go ahead 5 or 10 years?
I think in 5 to 10 years, we're going to see more and more centers that are just so skilled. Taller players, more Kevin Durant's. You're going to see more Wemby's. You're going to see more Chet Holmgrens because they're not just putting the tall guy underneath the basket. They're giving him the ball and teaching him how to run pick and roll now.
No problems knocking that one down. Horford's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And it's sent back by Horford.
Still a tremendous player, Al Horford, using that experience.
A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Drew Holiday.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
And then Morant slams it in.
He gets a lot of defensive attention, but Morant, he can expect this type of rough scene anytime he takes it inside.
Shireman, good.
Nice rim protection, and it's still not enough to keep him from getting that layup.
It's blocked. Tatum with it. Guarded now by Jackson. There's the screen. To the paint, Shireman, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing out.
He's going to put that one. In his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Drops in the tray.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Just, like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Here's Morant. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
A moment here to see the numbers for Jayson Tatum. Averaging about 27 points per, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. But you look at all that, and really it doesn't give you the entire picture of his impact defensively.
Just in general, numbers don't tell the whole story with defense. Guys like him, you have to watch to understand his impact.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Wells comes in for Santi Aldama. And it's Bane in for Pippen.
Gets those passes off quickly. Jackson Jr. really sees the floor.
Celtics trail by 11. Over the last few seasons, we've seen the resurgence of Porzingis. And Richard, it has been fun to watch.
Kevin, he's been effective on both sides of the ball. He's always been a good player, but his recent fit has really improved his play. If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Aldama's checked in, and the Celtics also making a change. Torrey Craig, he's checked in for Jayson Tatum. Holiday with the block. Here's Morant, and Morant throws it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, coming out of high school at 6'0", Derek White didn't receive any full scholarship offers. He says it was humbling, but it drove me to get better. Each time you have the doubters, you just put a little chip on your shoulder. The 29th pick overall in 2017 has come a long way. Kevin, those chips are still there.
You're so right, David. Thanks. He's become a heck of a player. Here's Morant. It's good. Morant's got 43 points.
Ooh, he's been the guy tonight. Really impressive performance.
White against Bane. Brown outside. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
A 3 from Morant. And it's Memphis with another.
He's been dominant all game long. Nobody on the floor can stop him. And look, let's just say he knows it.
Pass to Craig. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Morant with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Clark kicks to Bane. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Bane's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. To the inside. It's stolen by Aldama. Morant against White. And Morant throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Brown outside. Oh, big time shot.
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
Yeah, that's 1 in 100 type shot. But hey, That is why you just throw it up there.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. How about we start out?
Well, I think for Memphis, they're right around where we expected them to be at this point. Nothing to be ashamed of. They've had some great wins. And now they know exactly what they need to work on to become contenders next year.
Changing gears now. Fellas, we need to talk about how dominant Ja Morant looked in that first half.
Well, I mean, what is there left?
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Hart.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Not only does he have solid defensive instincts, he just plays extremely hard. And I know people might not realize this, but that is a skill, and it is very difficult for the opposition. It is a recipe for disaster.
Starting off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the center, filling out the middle. Tatum passes to Brown. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Brown's got 22 points.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Holiday against Morant. And he drives in. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on White.
The speed and athleticism of Morant is a tough combination to guard, which is why he gets fouled.
Taking 2 shots.
He's off on the second. Celtics trail by 9. Bane with the steal. And it's Memphis on the break.
The disruptive defense from Bane keyed that break.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Even dating back to his high school days, Desmond Bane was overlooked as a prospect.
Yeah, he wasn't even ranked by any major recruiting services. That just lets you know that the scouts don't always get it right. Then he fell to the 30th pick in the 2020 draft. He's made a lot of teams regret passing on him.
Memphis leading by 11. A pass to Porzingis.
Forget those long jumpers, Kristaps. Use that size. Rock the rim.
Porzingis has gone 3 for 3 from the floor. Morant against Holiday. Morant outside. Into he got it again. Sensational.
And what a night. Arguably the best in franchise history.
Tying the franchise mark for most points in a game. The next basket breaks it. And it's slammed in by Holiday.
The athletic ability of Holiday on full display there.
Morant with it. And again.
And never in the history of the franchise have we seen a game like this. He's putting on a remarkable performance.
It's their all-time single-game scoring record. Their fans will be reliving this game for a long, long time. Here's Jackson. Morant against Holiday. And then Morant slams it in.
And this is what Ja Morant does best. When he finds his rhythm on offense, he is almost impossible to guard.
Outside Holiday. And White kicks to Brown. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Brown's got 6 in the quarter.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
He's going to keep putting up shots regardless of...
Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Any trip that ends with Morant going to the hoop, it's great for his team.
Holiday against Morant. Pass to Brown. Puts up a three. And the Celtics another three.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Memphis leading by 9. Morant surveying the D. Drives to the hoop. He rips it and jams it right over Porzingis. Wow!
And if you're wondering what makes Ja so special, it's his ability to take over games all by himself.
Stolen by Jackson. Edey gets the bucket. Edey's got his second bucket tonight.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Clark, he's checked in for Edey. Santi Aldama comes in for Wells. And Pippen subbed in for Bain. Pass to Hauser. This ball movement by Boston. There's Brown with the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Brown's got 12 now in this quarter.
I mean, no comment, but this is just unreal.
Here's Morant. And stolen by Horford. To the middle. This is the one-handed jam. And the Grizzlies leading by 10. Morant with it. And it's Horford picking him up.
When Morant drives, he is just so difficult to stop. His agility, that's what makes beating the D look so easy.
Now Brown. He's got 31. And again for three. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
For Memphis, they've gone an unbelievable 8 of 8 shooting since halftime. Must have been some kind of pep talk in that locker room. The three from Morant. The three-pointer is right on target.
The competitive fire of Morant matching the three on the other end.
1 second separating the shot clock and game. Good! Another from three.
He's got this defense scrambling, and even when they've got 2 guys on him, he just finds a way to create space.
And he's making some team history. He just tied the franchise record for three-pointers in a single game. Poke loose. Morant drives in. And it's Pippen with the jam.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that finish shows you how dangerous he can be as a passer and a finisher.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
Ja Morant has been leading the charge, guys, for Memphis. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And 2 teammates on the same page. Whew.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got Brandon Clark, Desmond Bain out there with Pippen, and there's Wells, and it's Aldama at the 4 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. The Grizzlies call timeout. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Buff's jacked in. Edey comes in for Santi Aldama. Marvin Bagley's checked in for Wells. And it's Ja Morant in for Bain. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Olin. David?
Hi, guys. Well, during the break, I was able to catch what the Grizzlies coach was talking about with his team. He told them, pedal to the metal. Adding, we're ahead out here, but it's not over yet. Now start celebrating in your head when there's work to be done on the floor. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, thanks. it's Pippen slamming it down.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you can give up some size, but that shows you how fearless he is, willing to attack the basket no matter who is in front of him.
A nice shot by Huff. In a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific, doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
And he has to build on this because we can see where him being a ghost out there has gotten them so far.
The three from Morant. And got it! Another basket.
And that's 70.
He's unbelievable. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Celtics trail by 18. It'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, they've gotten careless, Kevin, no doubt about it, with their turnovers in the second half.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Here's Morant, and it's sent back by White. Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup. Huff's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Tatum down low. White setting the pick for Brown. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Brown's got 39.
He's been a bright spot in their play today, but he could really use some help.
And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. And there's the drive. And then Morant slams it in.
I don't know, but it seems like Morant's got springs or something in his shoes.
Celtics trail by 20. Inside, here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
Holiday against Morant. And another one.
He's got the fourth most points ever in an NBA game. This man is on another planet.
I mean, what can you say? One of the all-time individual games in NBA history.
And honestly, guys, I don't know how you stop him. I mean, he's into the mid-70s scoring-wise. Wilt's 78, Kobe's 81, and Wilt's 100 are the only higher scoring games ever. Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
Pass to Holiday. Brown with it. The three. Connects again from distance.
He's now set the team record for most threes in a game. Unreal.
And a lot of it stems from his confidence. Even when he misses, he's sure, he's positive the next one's going to go in. Morant against Holiday. Clock at 6. Morant outside. Over Holiday.
An aggressive defender who pressures ball handlers. Nobody should be surprised to see Holiday sending shots away.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Celtics trail by 17.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Memphis.
This is a game where the defense, steals specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created possessions for them, scoring opportunities, and that effort a big part of what will be a nice victory here tonight.
And on the year, looking at their record, this game will make it 49 wins.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
And when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for John Morant.
And let's just say this, the name of the game is scoring, and yes, he provided that tonight. You're welcome.
Clark outside. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. From the arc. Sinks the triple. And the Grizzlies lead by 18.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
It's always nice to perform like this, especially in front of the faithful home crowd.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
It's time now to go. Thanks so much, David. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. So long and good night, everyone.